he goes by the YouTube handle Asshole Report.
Stay away from me, lady! Stay away from me! Get this lady away from me! Get her away!
Man, that man's whole fucking report, dude, is such a fucking goof.
Okay, Peters!
What's your mission?
My mission right now is to keep you from harassing small children.
Or we can start asking you why you need a bigger bra than Kate does.
It's Kate. You know, masshole Kate, day of your existence Kate, your every night obsession Kate.
I targeted you because you're a pedophile. That's usually how that works.
She's just trolling him one way or the other.
I was the constitutional law scholar today, bitches.
It's like going to war with a fucking nuclear power that has lost its fucking mind.
I'm here to be a spectacle, not a role model. Why, good evening, all. So nice to see you again.
I'm very excited for tonight.
I'm stoked.
This is fascinating. So shout out to the geniuses in the Discord who literally did this while I was sleeping last night, because Bobby Lawz for a while was just a terrible labyrinth full of promising leads that inevitably led to dead ends, right? Like that happened to us a lot, I feel like.
Very frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Exactly.
I'll give it to you, Fred. You're a tough guy to pin down, but you're not that tough because you can't beat the fucking Discord trolls. Yeah.
You can't run from the Mafia.
Right. There's too many of us.
And he was definitely worth a chase.
Yeah. No, this is
well, I mean, he's out here masquerading as a lawyer and taking people's money.
Yeah, so right off the bat, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you his name. It's good. It's Fred Gutierrez, I think is how you pronounce that. Gutierrez. Gutierrez is how I'm pronouncing it. If I'm mispronouncing it, let me know in the chat. It's always a 50-50 with me. I'm not good with anything that isn't from America. 100 years back, because I'm ignorant as fuck. So we're working on that. But that's his name. It's Fred. Hold on. Jake has something to say about this. I knew it was going to be a tough night with that. Hey.
Jake, was the OG looking for Fred. So he's really passionate about this.
I'm going to preface this, but for transparency's sake, I'm going to admit this out loud. My teenage daughter is dog sitting for Accountability for All Josh Abrams' puppy right now. He paid her to do it. She took his money willingly. She has been entertaining the dog. But Jake, on the other hand, apparently thinks that it is his job to teach the puppy how to act right at all times. We are trying to relieve him of that duty because he doesn't have the leadership skills necessary, but he's going to bark.
He's trying to be a good stepdad.
Yeah, no, we're not keeping the puppy. Jake, hey. Hey, quiet. Thank you very much. Anyway, so here we have Fred Gutierrez here. Scammer extraordinaire. We figured out kind of how Chili found him, and it's because this douche nozzle has been running around for decades, claiming expertise in a variety of fields that we can find no evidence thus far he's actually qualified to claim expertise in, much like the illustrious Mr. DeCastro. They have that in common for sure. So he wrote an ebook at one point with some sort of sovereign citizen ideology, just, word vomited up on not even up on real pages. He didn't even get that far, but he typed it up. He put it on the internet. Chili came across it. And Chili was obviously rather enamored with what this man who has absolutely no legal education or experience whatsoever had to say. So that's how we think they found each other. Should we start at the beginning? Pretty good place to start.
It does sound like the right place to start.
All right. So I can't tell you guys every single little detail about how this guy was traced down, because I would be, divulging trade secrets, and somebody who had a little bit of brain power behind them could start to put two and two together, and they could hide more efficiently when they're doing this shit. And we don't want that to happen. But what I will say is that the first thing that was found on these guys right here is this video. Fred and Nina receive recognition award. It is from, well, let's look at it together. You guys want to look at it together? Let's do that.
I would love that.
All right. So let's share this screen instead. And Frog, you've been working on this for a while too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I identified the face, didn't I?
Yeah.
But it's 3 years. I mean, probably 3 years in the making. This.
So this is a video from 2011. So he's obviously much younger in this video. He's with his wife Nina. We have all her information here too. And if we go to Cade Courier, let's see what he's got here for videos, just so we can kind of see, what these people are getting themselves
for
into.
transparency.
All right, so
they're just Superman in that hoe.
All right, this is interesting. Okay, all right, so that is,
oh my God,
Selena and Mike dancing. That's from 2009. All right.
Oh, my ears.
Okay, all right. I'm not really seeing a pattern or subject matter approaching here.
I get it. Actually, I'm recording this a little bit. It's a video.
Oh.
Say hi, Kelly.
Is that Sarah Silverman?
What else
Yeah.
from Manchester?
And that's Kate. And that's her dad.
Hi, we work together. Oh, you're the little girl.
Yeah.
This is my real daughter right here.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you can go ahead, Stephanie.
all right. So this whole thing is weird. And then we go to this. So this is the only video that has to do with Fred and Nina here. And I'm not sure what a hero award for Republic State of Wisconsin is, but I'm assuming, if you have a Republic state within a state, that you're probably a sovereign citizen. So.
My position is Secretary of Housing and the President of Return. This is a gentleman, his name is Steve. He has a good announcement from the Republic State of Wisconsin. Hello, everyone. Talking about multicultural, you don't hear very many blokes from Wisconsin that speak as I do. But I'm still one of the speakers. So I just wanted to announce something to you.
And we can see Bobby Law in the right corner here. It's definitely him. 10 years younger, but face, it's definitely him.
In recognition of the leadership,
Their leadership of what?
the spirit of Fred and Nina, that the envoys of the Free State of Wisconsin, they have a campaign called Heroes of the Republic. That they have been nominated for awards in our Heroes of the Republic campaign, and I would like everyone to give them a big round of applause.
So I'm seeing in the chat, a lot of people are saying that they can't hear it. We can't hear it either.
Yeah,
the volume is up all the way.
2011.
Yeah, this was essentially recorded on like a potato.
A razor.
And the cameraman is having like a seizure or something the whole time that he records it. So not the highest quality. Can't really understand what they're saying. Not sure what this award is, other than I don't think it's anything too legitimate, because I Googled the fuck out of it and I can't find anything. Nothing. The most that I could find is that you can nominate in the state of Wisconsin, the state speaker assembly. The state assembly speaker, Robin Voss, has a website where you can nominate a hometown hero. But I don't think they're hanging out in the conference rooms of, Holiday Inns, giving people nominations for this award. So I'm not sure what this is. It seems a little suspect to me, knowing what we know about Bobby Law and his wife, that they have been essentially grifting people on shitty, quasi-sovereign legal advice for decades, promising to, get them out of debt and inevitably pushing them horribly further into debt while they line their own pockets, allegedly, from what people are saying online. Anyway, I would say that this is probably not a legitimate award, and it doesn't really matter what they're saying.
Thank you very much, Steve. And a quick announcement. I didn't see no extras there, but just. Wow. That's gearing me up. And I want you guys to know what you're doing when you help people. That's pretty nice. It's a pretty big deal. That's one of my favorite songs, by the way, from Mariah Carey. Hero.
His favorite song's Hero by Mariah Carey.
Good speech.
Yeah, it's gonna make me weep. But anyway, that's, we're privileged and honored to be before you, and that's what we look at you for. You guys, and we hear the stories that people enjoy.
That is Bobby Law's voice.
Yep.
People look up to you and appreciate you, and we appreciate and respect all of you for trying to work with
Okay.
support. So anyway, thank you very much, Steve. That was actually awesome.
And that's the end of that. Okay. So that's what we have. That's the first thing that we found here. And if I go back to the picture that we were looking at before, we can see this very low res, shaky picture of him, and we can compare it to what he looked like about 10 years later. The ears, the same nose.
Well, you don't even need the face. The voice is dead on for the voice that's on Chili's phone.
Yeah. It's him. So we know that it's Fred Gutierrez. How you pronounce that?
As the voice expert, I can confirm that is him.
Can I just give a shout out to the trolls that we already have Nina Gutierrez and Fred Gutierrez's conscience in the chat?
Wow, you guys are quick.
Vicious.
You guys are real quick with the sock accounts. Much respect. Yeah, someone said it's Cantaloupe Head. Yeah, he will be called Cantaloupe Head later on. Seems to be
his face looks like a candle that you left near the window and it melted a little bit. Like it used to be a regular face and then it just slid.
So here we go. We have Fred here. So he was on some coast to coast AM radio show at one point. A couple episodes of this. This is kind of interesting too. So he was involved with this company at one point called Water for Gas, where they pretty much marketed that they were going to calibrate your gas tank or your engine, do something so that essentially you're using water in your gas tank for fuel. And it's supposed to really improve your gas mileage, blah, blah, blah. Don't think it's doing that well. Let's go into this, though. So this is his biography from the South Coast AM. And I actually have some stuff. I'm just trying to pull up. I know I found something earlier. I sent it to you, Shiz. All right. I'll just have to get it from our chat there.
Yeah, there you go. I was just going to say, do you want me to forward it?
No, it's okay. Because he makes some claims about himself, and I did a little bit of research into it, and it looks like he was pulling a Virgo triad at one point, and because his father was a clinical psychologist, he was essentially calling himself a clinical
he inherited the title?
Yeah, he pulled one of those again, another one of those. So I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the
I was like, why did I get big?
I'm just all over the place with this. This has been I have been stuck in this rabbit hole all day because once I really discovered how interesting of a person he actually is, I couldn't put it down, and I'm still not done. Here we go. Thank you. All right. So here we go. So Fred Gutierrez, this is Bobby Law here, and it says Fred Gutierrez is a former clinical psychologist who left his practice. We can't find a practice for him anywhere. However, he does have a father. He's actually Fred Robert Gutierrez Jr. So his father actually went to school in Washington, and he is listed as being part of their psychology department, but Fred Jr. is not. Right.
So he was like, my dad has the same name and he's a psychologist, so now I'm a psychologist.
That's what it looks like from, the cursory glance here.
That's how it works. That's how it works. Didn't you know?
And his little biography picture looks like what they show when they're going to reveal like a missing person or a murderer or something.
Right. They won't even put his picture on there because, as we've discovered, he's so paranoid that most of his 8 children don't even have social security numbers, according to his family members.
8?
8.
He has like a basketball team?
He does have a basketball team.
His kids could play Chrissy Roan's kids.
Yep. And, he seems to keep a really low profile. He's just, I can't find any reason for it. Like, I can't find any real impactful criminal record on him or anything that would kind of justify this level of paranoia against the government. He just is.
So what do you mean his kids don't have socials? Like they're born at home in a manger or some shit?
I mean, that is essentially what the family is saying as of this point. His sister.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So what did he do on this radio show? He pretended to be a therapist?
Nope. This one, it looks like, okay. So he's a former clinical psychologist who left his practice. Debatable. He now travels around doing installs of water for gas, an affordable and simple technology that converts water into hydrogen that is used as a supplement to gasoline or diesel fuel in order to boost performance and increase miles per gallon. He has installed over 500 systems on all makes and models of cars, including trucks.
Oh my God. So he was just bubbling. He was obviously showing some bubbles moving or something.
Yeah, there was a big thing with hydrogen scams.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, this is something else that came up. So he's pretty much been there were some emails that were shared in. Okay. It looks
I think
like
everything's in our
2012.
messages.
Okay. So this comes up. Because what he did at some point is he starts this. Sorry, I gotta go back. Okay. So this site here is describing them as seminar gurus, attract audiences with patriotic appeals, and then sell worthless legal arguments that often do not help, but also get the buyer in deep trouble. Fred and Nina Gutierrez packaged their Get Out of Debt program by wrapping it with an American flag. It is easy to invent a completely baseless argument to sell to the innocents. Rather than discuss their program, below are presented several comments received via email. All right. So.
Oh, shit.
Right. This is someone who
Harry's
called,
requesting you slow the chat. You're
is?
supposed to do it every time. Harry Balls.
Oh, my Lord. Harry, can't you go in and slow the chat?
You should just like auto do it at the beginning of every stream.
I would, but honestly, like this stream, I was sucked into like just Googling Fred. Like pretty much until we started the stream. Like this guy is fascinating. So he starts this Get Out of Debt program, which a lot of sovereign citizens do. And people essentially start writing blogs about them and these weird sort of like almost journal entries on these web pages online detailing how they tried the program and essentially got fucked. Now, I mean, I don't think that's surprising to anyone, but that's allegedly what happened here. So, I mean, we know for a fact that Fred has absolutely no legal education or experience because he's admitted that. publicly, probably because he feels like that is going to shield him from the inevitable, because obviously now, like, we have his name, we have his wife's name. Her full name is actually not Nina. I'm not even going to throw it out right now because I'm not even done looking into her as an individual yet, but we have all of their information, so it's like, yep.
Have you got some video of him performing?
What do you mean performing?
These seminars, because if you haven't, I'll link something in private chat to you.
Oh, you have one of his seminars?
Ooh.
I have. I've got a video, and I've also got some audio which I've put into a video. So I've got one that I've put up, but there's also another video online which I'll link in private chat to you.
Hell yeah, let's look at that too. All right, so
you're pretty cool, Mr. Frog.
You're on your game. You're on your game. Okay, so this is related to which one of the EFT scam? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's their early stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's sort of around 2010, 2012.
Wait,
stuff.
their early stuff. So this is like a grifting couple that hooked up with Chili.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, now they're a
grifting. Well, I say their early stuff because, of course, the internet only, there might be more in the past that we don't know about.
Right. This was sort of a like revelation last night that has now snowballed into just literally digging anything that you can on these people. So is this on your channel, Frog? Yes, no?
I think he said he private chatted it to you.
I don't have it in the private chat.
Yeah, hang on, Kate. That's an unlisted video, so I'll have to private chat both to you. So I'll put them in private chat. Just take me a second or two.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is fascinating. So do you think Chili's ignorant in this, or do you think Chili knows that this guy's a scammer?
I mean, that's a toss-up, because on one hand, Chili is undeniably incredibly ignorant of most things, right? Like, that's just abundantly obvious. This is one of the times when I think that it would behoove him, to be ignorant. And, I don't think he would ever even admit it if he was, but I mean, it would be a little bit more forgiving. I think that whether or not he was intimately aware of the past with all these EFT scams, and the, water to gas scam and everything else they've been doing over the last few decades, I think that they get along, and their interests align for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right now, Fred is thinking, and I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for that damn asshole troll mafia. Damn straight.
Seriously, there's too many of us. Like, not to brag here, humble brag, guys, but our Discord server attracts some of the most brilliant, debauched scum that you've ever encountered. Really, just tremendously talented and intelligent individuals that don't give a fuck about your feelings, Fred. Like, honestly. So, I mean, it's just worked out amazingly that, like, they, like, literally, and I mean, to Chili's credit,
props to everyone that, like, stayed up last night and figured this out. That's fucking incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Right. So I've linked that first one. That's the audio. You're best to tease your audience with the audio first, because even from the very start, it's interesting. You can do a minute or two.
I was gonna say, this is 2 hours, so you're gonna put this up on your channel for, anyone who wants.
Well, I was just, and it's just got a black screen. I did it as quickly as possible to get it up. So,
good morning, aloha, man. I'll tell you, I remember the first time I came here about 8.5 years ago, and I of course fell in love with the country of Hawaii, the sovereign nation. I fell in love with the people. Because all
right, so right off the bat,
holy shit,
we know what this is, guys.
Coming in hot.
30 seconds in, he is a bona fide sovereign citizen. Not that that's shocking, but thank you, Frog. Now we know for sure.
You guys, I mean, what's happened the last day and a half since I've been here? What you guys have done? Thank goodness I don't weigh 400 pounds, because I'm telling you, what they're doing is not nice. They say you need to eat. I was like, what? Do I look sick or something? I mean. No, but I'll tell you what, the graciousness that we've been exposed to and experienced has been overwhelming. And I just want to say thank you for that. And I hope what we impart to you today is going to be something that you take to heart and you use.
What did he drop the microphone?
The 1-1 didn't want to come out. But like I said, we fell in love with Hawaii and the people. And I got to tell you, we've been so blessed by what we've seen and what we've experienced. And we lived here for 5 years. We lived up in Wailua for a while, and then over on Big Island. I like it better here for a lot of reasons. But, you know, it's been an interesting journey. Every one of us here have a story to tell. And sometimes it's not pretty. And so, and she's already told you this, but I got to tell you, I grew up Mexican. I used to be Mexican. Okay? So,
What?
He used to be Mexican?
What? Oh my God.
What
Guys,
the fuck?
Fred is a treasure trove as much as, I mean, he says as much dumb shit as Chili does. We are literally we're like 2 minutes into this, if that. Yeah, we're like 1 minute and 39 seconds in, and he's already praised the sovereign nation of Hawaii, and now is talking about how he's a recovered Mexican. So this is great. This is
las cosas que vamos a hacer este día es vamos a hablar de cosas que van a hacer la vida más mejor. Okay? And everybody goes, "Ándale!" And when I was over in, doing these seminars, it's just, I'll tell you the journey. And she's probably told you this, but I got to tell you what happened. In my heart, since I was little, growing up being Mexican, used to be, I mean, God put something in my heart, and it's like this feeling of justice, that I don't like wrongdoing. I don't like people being taken advantage of.
Yep.
You stand for something. I used to watch...
Did you hear that word? God.
Yep.
You can guess what's coming pretty soon.
I just want to know how he used to be Mexican.
Oh no, is he also a flat earther?
No. We've got to believe in Jesus, haven't we? To settle our con.
Oh, God saved him.
Well, yeah. I mean,
God
I've
saved this
listened.
man from being a Mexican.
I don't think so. He said he ate too much, but I reckon his mother in the UK, we'd say she did it with the milkman, but I don't know what the equivalent is in the US. But
I want to know how you become un-Mexican once you're Mexican. I
want to know why you would want to become un-Mexican.
Is he from New Mexico? Is that the issue?
What the hell is going on?
I'm so confused.
And this is really funny that they did this to me. Where's Craig at? There he is. Craig, Superman. I didn't say that exactly right, but I grew up watching the superheroes. I love
Did you just say
Superman. I gotta tell you,
and act like he was saying
I love
in Spanish?
Superman. You know why? The guy was a real man. He stood up for what was right. He acted right. He helped people. And you've heard of a Superman. His name was Yeshua, which we call Jesus.
Oh, no.
And he stood up for what was right and did what was right. And he used a word that, if you study the scriptures, he used a word called compassion. Now, we don't understand what that word is because our language has been watered down. It's been polluted, diluted, and ruined.
All right, so he's got an evangelical component to this.
Yeah. I mean, he's using, he's saying I'm a believer.
Okay, so how does Jesus feel about ripping people off with EFT scams?
I know.
Okay, no, I feel like Jesus would frown upon that. Were he here?
Someone in the chat figured it out. He's actually an Mexican.
Okay, yeah.
Compassion comes from two Latin words with love of action. Okay? Jesus had compassion on the people. So what did that mean? He did something. It was not a feeling. He did something. And so in my heart, after watching all these cartoons, watching things of Superman, I mean, I tell you, if I wanted to do anything, I wanted to grow up and be Superman. And when you said that to me, it humbled me and blessed me from being a.
Can I just point out, I had to do this, so I'm just going to go back a few seconds here so we can listen to him talk about what he says the Latin roots of compassion are.
Watching things of Superman, I mean, I tell you, if I wanted to, after willing, our compassion rises, and he stood up for what was right, and did what was right, and he used a word that, if you study the scriptures, he used a word called compassion. Now we don't understand what that word is because our language has been watered down. It's been polluted, diluted, and ruined. Compassion comes from two Latin words with love of action.
Okay, so that is patently false. Compassion comes into the English language by way of the Latin root passio, which means to suffer, paired with the Latin prefix com, meaning together, to suffer together. Okay, it's not with love and action. He just completely made that up. He just completely, he does not know.
He pulled a chili.
Right. Yeah. He just did. Yeah. Right off the rip. He's talking out of his ass. And he had time to write this speech. This is a seminar. So he wrote this.
This is over 2 hours of him just spewing this bullshit.
Yeah.
So I've got another 2 parts of this. So there's 6 hours of this, which is, I mean, and I know Kate has now listened to, and you've listened to 3 minutes. I listened to about 20 minutes. I mean, it isn't fascinating, but it is fascinating, if that makes sense.
People paid to listen to this fuck talk for 6 hours about how he's an Mexican.
Well, no, about his schemes and how he can save them money and save them from their debts.
Right. This is all the workup. This is where he's throwing out.
Oh, he's laying
bullshit.
the groundwork.
Yeah, yeah. Bobby told Chili last week that he studied Latin to read the Bible. Well, he didn't study that closely. Because I just literally took 3 seconds to Google the Latin roots of the word compassion and debunked his nonsense. So, he's displaying his ignorance, his willingness to just lie, talk out of his ass. He's obviously throwing in, a purported mastery of the dead Latin language that he clearly doesn't have to try to, assert some sort of authority and expertise. He's talking about God and Jesus because it helps him climb up to the apex of his moral high ground. And then later on, he's going to hit you with all the reasons that you need to pay him so that he can give you legal advice with absolutely no qualifications to do so. That'll save you from debt. But I'm looking at a communication right here. Let's see. People describe Fred as cunning, calculating, strategizing predator, manipulating people's weaknesses. They were made into self-guinea pigs of Fred and Nina's methods in spite of warnings that they were shysters. They allege lack of disclosure methods, that the methods were flaws, that they donated thousands of dollars in electronic equipment, plane tickets, etc. to Fred and Nina, thousands of dollars on prepaid on products ordered via credit cards and checks without ever receiving their products and or materials.
So a
they
cult
allege
leader?
Fraud and black magic. They were accosted by others who also did not receive their products. They talk about despicable uses of the churches, people being taken advantage of. There's lists of authorities that have been contacted throughout the years, allegedly. And as of 4/19/2012, 2 individuals come to the forefront here, Jack and Margie Flynn, who are alleged victims of theirs, and they're looking for new victims. All right. So another person has alleged that dozens of people enrolled in their EFTs, that's their electric fund transfers, and that nobody got any money, and that seminar attendees were used as guinea pigs. Lenders cannot be forced to accept EFTs from an external agent. Okay, so that explains. All right. And then they're talking about how Fred preys upon inexperienced people being at a disadvantage in court. inability of Fred to provide substantiation of success, etc. Sorry, I'm reading notes somebody else wrote. So this is an email that was allegedly sent by John Gutierrez, who is the oldest brother, Fred's oldest brother here. So
betrayal.
Yeah. Yep. So
when your
John
own family's
actually
marking you out, like yikes.
Yeah. John allegedly started back in 2012 a website to counteract his brother's fraud called EFTfraud.com. It's been taken down, as has Fred and Nina had a website, setoffdebt.com, that has been taken down. I'm going to check the Wayback Machine for it.
I was just going to say, do we have the archive?
I've done a lot of time in that Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
It is the most useful tool.
No, today I've done a lot of time.
Oh, do you already have it? And we're like,
Well, I don't have it to show, so Kate doing it. Kate do it online. You know, Kate do it now. It's
right now.
Right now, we demand it. Thank you.
Okay, It looks like it was taken down pretty recently, huh?
Yeah, but there wasn't a lot of activity. Probably since the 2012s, 2013s, I think.
Okay. So
And he set up another website.
Did he?
And I don't even know if you've got that. This is what's interesting about this show, isn't it? Especially this show, Kate. That we haven't communicated really at all, apart from the name, have we? Today.
No.
So we don't know what one another knows. So
this is why the Troll Mafia is successful, because it's everyone working together towards the common goal.
Yeah, and so I mean, there's no polish on this. I mean, I would say we don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're going.
I don't either. No, honestly,
we're bringing everyone on an adventure with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this fucking Look at this website, you guys. Jeez Louise. All right.
I would give them my credit card number.
You say that, faux shizzle. Wait until I tell you something else. But that's a little further down the line, so.
All right, I'll have to wait for it.
Wow.
It's the masshole hive mind.
This is exactly what every sovereign citizen website looks like. Like, to this day, they haven't changed the website design since like 1995. They all look the same. I wonder, can we get to this past call? What's this call?
You might not be able to play those sound clips.
Oh, wait a minute. I can play it.
You can play it. I actually have it down. I think I have those downloaded, but
I can play it. Look at this, guys. Jeez. Mother load of information here. Yep. What the fuck?
hang on. Pause it a sec. He would seem to have run regular calls for his subscribers on a Thursday, I think. I gathered. This continued. So this is just an example, I think, of one of those calls.
So this is where he's talking to people, kind of like what he does.
I think
the hold music?
I think it gets into him talking.
It's hysterical because they come up with all new rules to try and figure out how to get you off track. And it doesn't work because we continue to proceed. And when you continue to proceed, I'm telling you, we'll wear them down because somebody, Title 42, baby, is going to get scared. And
we don't stop.
Preservation is a very wonderful thing because they'll save their own skin to keep from going to court and being nailed in a lawsuit for violating your rights. And that's where we're heading. So all roads lead to court. We're doing everything properly, lawfully to set them up and let them know if they try to circumvent the process of our discharging our debts, we're going to burn them alive at the stake. So anyway, know that we've done that all the way through the process into court and prevailed. And it's going to be even more fun this year. But you have to do it right. You have to understand this is a step-by-step process, and you have to be patient. You know, don't think if you go out there and you finally get enough courage mustered up and you send off one EFT and that one doesn't get transacted properly, you say,
see the EFT doesn't work,
Oh my
man, I'm
god.
gonna have Kelby or somebody else paddle your hiney. We will not have that. That's not how it works. They work 100% of the time. They just don't let you see it. So we'll tell you some fun
So
stories.
it's
and things like that.
everyone else. It's a
But I'm going to turn
conspiracy
it back over
if
to
it
Nina
doesn't
right
work.
now, and I'm let her get into
Yeah.
the EFT. And
That's
hopefully,
gross.
if we get things done on time, we're going to take about, we'll handle questions for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I think Kelby will find some way to get a handful of questions put together, and we'll answer those, and then we'll talk again soon. So here's Nina.
Okay. I think there's no way for me to show you over the conference call how to fill out the EFT properly, but hopefully you have had someone in person show you. If you haven't, you get to call Kelby.
Oh, the same fake laughter is chilly.
Let's look at how to send it in. First thing you're going to do is analyze what you want to actually set, the debt you actually want to set off. The bill, or let's start with a mortgage or a car payment or something like that. You're in with the EFT instrument. You're going to send a copy of the statement or the original statement that you received. That's the evidence of your debt. Okay? You're going to send the EFT with it. That's to set off your debt, to discharge your debt. And then the other thing that needs to be in there, which we're going to prepare a certified mailing, is going to be
Kate, can you pause it for a second?
Statement. Okay.
So how would an EFT scam work?
So
You're not talking about electronic fund transfers at all. It doesn't mean electronic fund transfer.
They're not talking about electronic fund. Then what are they talking about?
What they are talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
I just muted myself. Sorry. My clarity on this is getting better, but a little while passed, and I'm probably back in the 2010s now. I was thinking soft sits were going around in the UK here, people creating their own bills of exchange. Now, I don't know if bills of exchange mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people would create their own bills of exchange and pay off their debts with these bills of exchange. But the bills of exchange, of course, had no actual value. So it wasn't successful in paying off their debts. And I think this is exactly the same type of instrument, except he's calling it something different. He's calling it an EFT.
Right, which usually means electronic funds transfer.
But it isn't electronic fund transfer.
So essentially what they're doing, so I mean, I'll explain in case anyone doesn't understand what a bill of exchange is. It's pretty much like a written agreement that you're going to pay. So, I mean, and obviously they're marketing it to people like you're never going to actually pay. So you write something out, which I'm presuming when they're saying, well, if you don't know how to fill out the EFT, then you're going to have to find someone that they have concocted some sort of elaborately, worded legalese form that essentially says, hey, listen, like, I'll pay you sometime, right? And they send it off, and that's supposed to set off your debt, right? That's pretty much what they're.
That is my understanding so far. There is an awful.
It's like an electronic promissory note for the debt, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Navin is saying that I'm pretty sure it does refer to the electronic funds transfer process.
No, I think it is, but I think what they were doing is they were having people try to do like a promissory note or like a promissory letter for the debt and acting like that's I mean, because technically the money would be transferred, but it's not coming out of anywhere. Or exchange trade funds? I don't know. Where's Bobby Law? He needs to come explain his scam to us.
Hopefully they do in this. I mean, eventually we're going to get some clarity.
Well, I don't
Take it
think
to
so. If they're
notary
scamming
presentment
people, they're
form.
not going to be very
That's
direct.
No, but I'm saying, like, we are literally just kind of like, we are doing a live dive right now is what we're doing. We're vetting out massive amounts of information. I mean, Frog just said he has 6 hours of recorded audio to go through. This phone call alone is an hour. There's archived versions of the website. Somebody in there just asked where they should send a PDF court record to info@massholereport.com. I just put it in the chat, but we are collecting a ton of information collectively here. We have nearly 1,000 people in the chat. Between all of us, we're going to be compiling a serious amount of information. So at some point, I am confident that we will have complete clarity about what it is that they're marketing and what's actually going on.
I mean, it is possible that they were electronically sending these documents, these fund documents,
right?
And that's their fund transfer. So they've transferred the funds. So I'm not disagreeing with at all what Nathan is saying, but I think it's basically the bills exchange fraud, just in a different way.
Right. Hold on.
Just a witness of the mailing. It has ours just has a list of 4 things. This particular mailing only has 3. And let me tell you why we did this. When we would send things to banks, especially an EFT, they'd hand it right to their legal department, and their attorney would say, "It's sent certified, but here's what we'll do. We'll tell them we received the envelope and nothing was in it." So I thought that was a lame move. I was like, "Hey, that was a rookie move. We can make sure that never happens again." So we put it in the envelope. It has number 1. Here's the list on the what the notary presentment statement says. I put my hand to this seal this day, and including this mailing is number 1, statement from Wells Fargo dated such and such a date, account number such and such. Number 2, EFT instrument number 555 for $500,000.
Bill of
Okay.
exchange.
Now you'll notice I didn't write anything else on there like this is not a check, this is to offset the debt and all that. You don't need to do that. This is just witnessing what's in the envelope and is not legally binding on them in any way for the language that's on it. This is just to tell them what's in the envelope and so we can prove what's in the envelope. Number 3, a copy of
Isn't
this
something
statement,
legally binding once
or
you sign
some
it?
notaries like you to send the
Hold on, let her
original,
talk.
but a copy of this statement is what we usually have on there. Okay? And then the notary notarizes that notary presentment form. That's the only thing that needs notarized in that mailing. So some people thought the EFT itself had to be notarized, statement or something else, but it doesn't. The only thing that needs notarized is they're witnessing what's in the envelope. That's all. They're not a party to it at all, and they don't need to have any disclosure statements or any unusual notary information on there. As a matter of fact, we just go to the UPS store and they have notaries on staff. There's a few that we go to, and they do these notary presentment forms for people all the time. It's not an unusual thing. So then we send it certified. There have been some cases where someone had emergency EFT, and so they send it FedEx or UPS. You can send it as long as it's provable. A regular one we would say is certified. And then remember, before you close that envelope, you'll need a copy of everything that's in there. Okay, so you need.
I want to pause just real quick there. Okay. One of the things I want to say is that I don't want this to get a little confusing because it's a little different when you're on a conference call like this. You are not the one who's going to be doing the mailing. It is your notary who's doing the mailing. All you do is fill out the form who this is to, the notary certificate of service that this is done being done in behalf of, and then the contents of the mailing. And the notary is the one who actually folds up everything after she's notarized the certificate of service. She's the one who she or he puts inside the envelope the notary certificate of service, the EFT instrument, and the statement. And those things are all attached, put in the envelope. She or he is the one that's doing this, sealing it, and the notary is the one who mails this. You do not do this. Otherwise, it becomes an ineffectual mailing. What you want to do is make sure that the notary handles everything from the time you hand it, and you pay her the $8.70 for him. When we go to UPS, the UPS store that's not too far from us, They know us over there pretty well because we do just a whole boatload of mailings. When we walk in there, they know us. We handle everything. And the only thing that we make a copy of is the notary presentment form. And, well, excuse me, we make copies of everything, and we keep a record for ourselves. So I hope we didn't confuse that too much, but the notary is the one who handles the contents of the mailing and the mailing itself. Make sure you keep a copy of everything.
Okay, so I'm not sure what his definition of notary is, but that's generally not the function of a notary public, at least not in my state.
I have no idea.
So,
Where's
I mean,
Paul
generally,
Carroll?
a
Does he
notary
know about any
public
of
is just someone who can certify and swear that you are who you say you are when you're signing something, right? So you bring your ID, you bring your form, you sign, you show the notary your ID to say, like, yep, I am, in fact, Kate motherfucking Peters, as they call me. And then, you know, I sign the form in front of them, and they're just attesting that that signature is, in fact, mine. Like that, they don't mail things for you.
You have to make the con complicated, don't you?
Yeah.
So that people don't understand it.
Right. They're doing a bang up job at that right now. I don't
Yeah.
understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
For your own personal records, because you're going to need that when we get later on this phone call. I'll tell you what you're going to need that for. So I hope that helps clarify it a little bit.
Yes, because it's logical, and everything that we're going to tell you about is logical if you think about it, because you can't have someone witness a mailing, then have someone else have their hands on it, because it could be tampered with. So that's why it says on the statement, I put my hand to the seal of the state. It means they took it, put it in the envelope, and made sure no one touched it after them.
Which is not what that means at all. That's
That's
literally not what that means at all. No. Yeah, witness my hand is just that is the seal that they put on there, and it's just the way that they are certifying that I am a notary public. You know, I am qualified. I have the seal to do this, and I am certifying that this is who they say it is. Right? Like it's not, like what they're talking about with tampering with mail and everything else is just complete nonsense.
EFT on. Okay, you're gonna look at actually what bill that you want to use the EFT on, and there's one that's a big no-no that most of you already know this, but bill collectors do not get an EFT. Third-party debt collectors do not get an EFT. They can't do anything with it anyway, but they don't deserve one. They get only the bona fide proof of claim, and our bill collector DVD that we made for everybody is almost ready, and we're going to be sending it out there. It is free. We're sending out to everyone we have addresses for. We're letting them make copies and pass it along. And I think you guys are going to really like it. We actually upgraded our bona fide proof of claim and our other documents that are on there for you. So you guys are going to love that. So bill collectors, they've got their own category as the scum of the earth. And so we have their own DVD and process for them. These other bills start with a mortgage. Yes, you're going to EFT your mortgage. And I don't know why anyone would not. There is no downside to EFTing your mortgage. You can continue making your payments. We actually recommend that you do continue making your payments if you EFT your mortgage. Now, on the same token here, I know a lot of people already could not continue making their mortgage payments, and you should EFT your mortgage right now. I'd call that an emergency EFT. If you are not making your payments, EFT it right now. There's no downside. Car loans, you're going to want to continue making your payments if you EFT your car. And
wait, so they're saying to give them money and also still pay your payments?
Yeah.
If you are making your payments and you're current on your payments and you EFT your car, your truck, whatever, we have had, I don't think we've had except one person, and that was a credit union, that tried to repossess their car when they were current on payments because they got mad because they EFT'd it. So it is not impossible for that to happen, but it's been very rare. That one.
Wait, she's saying your shit's gonna get repoed either way. Oh my god.
Well, no, she's saying that if you're making your payments, so she's essentially you're making your payments either way.
Yeah, but then she said they might get mad if you try to EFT it and repossess the car.
She said they won't. She said it's not impossible, but it probably won't happen, right? Like, that's the language that she has to use because she needs to make this entire crazy harebrained scheme sound like it's very legitimate but secretive. Not everybody knows it, only they do. That's why, I mean, I'm looking at the prices back from 2012 to attend their seminar. You're paying $195 per person, $25 for 1 day of training, and $45 for the DVD that comes with it. Yeah. So, I mean, they have to justify that they're charging you money for this nonsense. So it has to be something that's kind of esoteric, right? Like, it's secretive. It's above what your average person would know. So the banks might get angry at you for using, they might try to retaliate, but it's okay because Fred and Nina are going to protect you. And the way that they're making you feel protected is they're telling you at the same time, like, look, we're going to discharge this debt, but keep paying in the meantime, right? Because obviously if you're in the middle of this EFT scam and your car gets repossessed, you're going to be pretty dissatisfied with the product that they've sold you. So they're trying to dip into
They
your
told
funds.
you that it may happen, but it probably won't.
Right, but make your payments, right? Like, you know, of course they're not going to. I mean, if you're current with your payments, they have no grounds to repossess your car, just point blank. So of course they're not going to repossess your car, Nina.
She's setting it up so that when the EFT falls through and these people think the debt is discharged and they stop paying and it gets repoed, they're going to be like, oh, you know, this happens sometimes. They're just upset.
Yep.
That credit union got a Fred letter. And also the repo company got a Fred letter. The credit union could not stand up to Fred's letter and pass it over to their attorney. That attorney got a Fred letter. They could not stand up to Fred's letter. They passed it to another attorney. That attorney could not stand up when they got a Fred letter, and they passed to a third attorney who said, I'm not dealing with this. And they never responded, and they had to leave them alone. So we do know how to handle things if a bank or credit union gets out of line regarding EFTs. Also on cars, I can't believe it, but people don't know that a repo company cannot tow your car if they do not have a lawful court order. If someone has a lawful court order, you're going to know because you went to court. Okay? So a fax sent to a repo company is not a lawful way to repossess a car. That is incorrect, because if you've paid 1 penny on that car, and most people have paid a lot of money on their cars they're driving around, but if you have paid 1 penny, you are an owner. You are owner. You're an owner in interest, party in interest in that car, and they would have to settle your interest before they take it. That would involve your consent. You would have to bargain. You would have to say no. I paid around $20,000. I know this car is only worth $15,000 now, but this is how much I paid in this car. If you want this car, you have to pay me $20,000 right now. Okay, then they wouldn't want it, would they? Exactly, because there's no possible way for a car to devalue only on the side of one owner. What we've got is two parties in interest. Bank have interest in it, and you have interest in it. The devaluation does not only go on your side. That's not logical, is it? And basically, all these banks that do the car loans have been allowing people to just believe a lot of things that are not true according to law. According to law, no one can take your property in any way without due process of law. A fax over to a repo company is not due process of law. They can't just take the whole thing when you're an owner, okay? So you may have to stand up. And I know for some people that's scary. If you're not ready to stand up, then just listen to the instructions. If you send an EFT for your car, keep the payments current until you receive your title. And then you'll know when you receive evidence that you have your loan discharged, then you can stop making payments, or if you receive your title, you know you're supposed to stop making payments, of course. The next thing that you're going to do, if you receive the title for your car and it's been EFT'd, we recommend that you sell it. And you don't have to, but some people are not ready for a battle. This is easier. You want the easy way or the hard way? This way seems like an easy way to me, because you just receive the title for your car, you sell it, you take that check and cash it, and then you go buy whatever car you want.
Okay, so I understand exactly what they're talking about now. Okay, it took me a minute, but
all right, please enlighten me.
All right, this is a debt elimination scheme, right? And so what Fred and Nina are doing essentially is they're coaching people to commit fraud. And they're charging you for them to coach you to commit fraud. So this is something that the FBI has actually put out press releases for in the past. So what they're doing is they're presenting a check that has been written off of a closed account. So a kited account, pretty much. It's kind of like a kiting scheme. So they have a check off of a closed account. The reason that they're saying, get these statements is because they want bank statements that show, they think that if you can show that there is money somewhere, that it somehow legitimizes this check, right? So you're saying like I have a TD Bank account, right? And I have in my checking account right now, I think like $8,000. So $8,000, right? I show, look, I have an account with $8,000. Now I had a Citizens account before that. So I'm going to write a check off my Citizens account. I'm going to say, look, I have money, right? So I write on the back of my check, EFT only. So electric funds transfer only for discharge of debt. And then on the back that I write authorized representative without recourse, right? So if the creditor accepts the instrument, meaning the check, then the debt is discharged, even though they haven't actually gotten any money.
So they're setting people up to lose their houses and cars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
it's fraud.
So you've gone one step further than me then, because obviously a check is a bill of exchange. That is exactly what a check basically is. So they're just using an old checkbook, and they're writing EFT on the back to suggest that there's some sort of electronic fund transfer connected with that check. Yeah.
Well, what they're doing is they're writing EFT only for discharge of debt, and then they are presenting that check as an EFT instrument is what they call it. So they're essentially saying, if you physically accept this check, then I'm saying that I have now discharged my debt. You have actually physically accepted it. Therefore, my debt is discharged, which is ludicrous. That's not how that works at all.
Yeah.
It's illegal to write hot checks on closed accounts, as we know from watching what Virgo did there. It's absolutely illegal. And it's not going to actually discharge your debt, because in order to discharge your debt, you need to pay it off with actual, funds.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what they're charging people to do.
Yeah.
So this is what they're charging people, hundreds of dollars at a time, to sit through days of them explaining how to commit fraud in the worst way possible. That's really never going to work for anyone.
So now the new fraud scheme is pretending to be a lawyer on YouTube and collecting thousands of dollars from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess, there's a slight chance that it'll work, because what they're doing is they're mailing off this check, this EFT instrument, as they call it, and, supporting documents. That's what they're talking about with the bank statements or affidavits or whatever else. And they're trying to trick the creditor into essentially sending them back documentation that the debt has been satisfied, is what they're trying to do. So if they're able to do that, if they get a small credit union or a buy here, pay here card place, or somewhere where maybe they don't necessarily understand what's going on, then they could potentially get that car title or that documentation back saying that the debt's been satisfied. And then when the fraud is discovered, because that check never clears, right, they'll go ahead and they'll try to refuse further payment, because they'll say, oh, no, it's this is a discharge that was procured through EFT instruments, right? And at that point, now it's just a criminal case. Unbelievable.
If I was you, I'd play
free and clear.
What's that?
The video of him, because that's just quite funny.
All right, we'll play the video of him. So, I mean, yeah, as soon as I listened to a little bit and heard her mention check, it kind of clicked for me. But
and then don't give them more debt. We've had people, we discharged debt for them. They got the title on several cars. They sold them. And then they went and got a new car, and they wanted debt. We're like, well, enjoy your debt, because we're not helping you with the next one. Well, our mission is to get rid of debt in the United States and help people learn that they do not have to be in debt ever again. There are a lot of ways to get rid of debt. EFT just happens to be one that's really fun, and the banks like it because they actually receive digits. So they get digits from these things over to their account. That's why they like it better than some other ways that people have found to discharge debt. So that's the second thing is car loans. We actually concentrated on houses and cars because people spend so much of their disposable income in their family on.
So yeah, we could go on for that forever, but that's essentially what that is. So it's essentially a check kiting scheme. All right, so let's get out of this. And now we're gonna go to the video.
I don't think this enlightens us more on the fraud scheme, but it's just a fun watch to see him in action.
All right, let's see. Is it this one?
Foes.
Challenging presumptions. All right. Is that the one we're talking about?
I think so, if I've linked the right video.
We'll see in a minute here. Is this it?
Yeah, that's him.
Hey, how do you guys like the law so far? Okay, you notice how you've assumed and presumed things that are not true. Okay, and speaking of people that are Native American or Mexican American or any ethnicity, I will refer you to the first document, one of the founding documents of the United States. It's called the Declaration of Independence. How many people have heard this? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is to say, we hold these truths self-evident that only Americans, that all men, is established in law that any body on American soil has the full protection of the Constitution of the United States, regardless of where they're from. Anybody. Well, what about immigration? And how about that scary one, ICE? Well,
ICE, baby.
They have no authority over the people. None. And we've stopped several people who were going to be deported, and we helped stop those. Just said, you have an oath of office, right, to support and defend the Constitution, protect the rights of the people. Oh, thanks.
You did hear that, did you? That he doesn't just...
So remember this, don't assume and presume. So let's talk about this real quickly, because I only get to talk about like 45, 50 minutes, and I got to bring Nina up because we got to be out of here by around 4 o'clock. Don't assume and presume. And do you see how you do that every day? You have to verify and validate. And if you make this just an exercise for yourself on a daily basis, do this once. If you do this once, you start fixing up some things in your life. You're going to start seeing how you've been duped into believing things that aren't even true. Several things I do not do. I do not watch television. I do not watch the news, and I do not read newspapers. People say, well, how do you get your information? Research. Okay, I don't believe in buying the crap that they teach you through the news. It's propaganda. Propagandy is what I was going to say. We actually talked to him. He says, somebody the other day, just like 3 days ago, said, Fred, I watch the news every day. I said, well, why? Well, I want to know what's going on. I said, well, if you want to know what's going on, call somebody. I said, do you think they tell you the truth on television? Please. That's totally fiction. The TV shows are fiction. Even the reality shows are fiction. I'm a person I'm a former Mexican, not a Mexicant or an American. Some people are can't people, right? Oh, I can't do that. It just won't happen. I tried, and the true story, I mean, Carole, she's like that. She's a try person. She always tries. Try says try is a word people use then when they don't want to put in enough effort to make something happen. I tried. That's it. That's all I got. I don't try. Either you do or I like Yoda.
So he's already setting it up. If his scheme doesn't work, it's because you were trying. You didn't have enough energy and motivation to make it happen.
Correct.
This guy might be worse than Chili.
From Star Wars. He says, try not.
Do you spot the location he's in?
He's in a church.
Only do not. Go, little man Yoda. He's bad with that lightsaber, flipping around and everything like that. He's awesome. So you have to do some things. So let's give yourself a test. On a daily basis, you have to start evaluating things that are coming your way to determine whether or not they're truthful and based in truth, fact, law, and evidence, or are you just assuming and presuming what you're being told is truthful? Okay, how many people have gotten a letter?
So what I'm telling you is truthful.
Or an entity, and you just assumed and presumed that all the information contained therein was valid. What are the assumptions and presumptions that you make? Number one assumption is this: that somebody who sent you that letter has lawful authority to direct something to your attention. That's the first thing we do. The second thing is this, is we assume that they have a lawful position. The next thing is this, is we assume and presume that we have to defend ourselves to them. Well, that would be the third thing. And the thing beyond that is we assume that they have a stronger position than we do. Does that sound about right? How about the electric company? We've kind of tackled that one a little bit just for fun, and that was really...
Lady in pink got the fuck up out of there. She just was like, nope, gone. Can't listen to this. Holy shit.
Really fun. I mean, it really was fun. You know,
that's the end of that video, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Huh. So I see Troll Hunter and I believe Aaron Queen, our two favorite people in the chat, and they've said numerous times, but Fred has helped people get out of debt using unconventional means. I think that it's very telling that Fred came back to the public sphere again, essentially running the same scam, a slight variation of it, but he's promising to give you unconventional legal methods to solve all your problems, despite having absolutely no education, knowledge, or practical application of any of this anywhere to be seen. He didn't come back as Fred. He came back as Bobby Law and took great pains and great care to hide his identity. Unfortunately for him, Chili did not. That's indicative of me of someone who's running from something here. I don't think that Fred necessarily wanted it to be known that he was doing this again. But now it is. That's what's so fun about this, is now that it is. And, you know, Fred, hold on. I got to make a banner for this. All right. So this is a personal message. This is a personal message to you, Bobby Law, Fred. This is sort of the precipice that you're looking down upon to just a mob of resourceful and intelligent internet trolls that are onto your shit. It would probably be best to just stop while you're ahead. Because we know that you've scammed at least a few people here with your completely improper legal filings. Yunez comes to mind. Who's the other one? What the hell was Denver? Not Denver. Great Lake Audits. Aaron Collins. Yeah, Christy Roan. Like these are victims. They're not just Chili's victims, Fred. They're yours too. They're yours too. I think that it would be in your best interest, as well as society at large, if we just went ahead and tried to cap it where it is now. Just go ahead and put the lid on that. I would not accumulate more victims. Because as I was saying before, like, we have all your information. Not only do we have your name and your family members' names and your wife's names and your children and all that, we have an entire PDF of last known addresses, phone numbers, emails, lots of identifying information. We're not going to put that out online because that would be shitty. I'm not going to harass anybody that you know or do anything shady like that. I am going to go ahead and turn it over to the authorities. Because, any gaps in my understanding of what you're doing, they'll be able to fill in. And it's not like your antics with Chili haven't already kind of drawn the ear of certain, government agencies and officials. So it's not going to work out good for you, Fred. You should probably just quit while you're ahead. You have decades of this weird EFT scam, fake legal advice scam, under your belt. Like, maybe it's time to retire, you Jim Jones looking piece of shit. Like, just a thought, Ronald Reagan.
He really is trying super hard to be Jim Jones.
Yeah. You're even appropriating churches.
You need to get your Wayback Machine rolling again, Kate.
Okay.
I put another website.
All right, what is that?
In the private
I
chat.
just saw that. What is that? His?
Oh yes. This followed
here
the
we go.
EFT. The interesting thing on here, I mean, I did try and see what his merchandise looked like because he was selling T-shirts, but there's no image. No image would load of his T-shirt. But the interesting thing is how you were to pay for the T-shirts.
Yeah, let's check it out.
And if you see how he was collecting payment.
2013 is a good time to look for that.
I think so.
Okay.
It is 3:30 a.m. here, so I might not be at my
I'm
best.
sorry, we're keeping you up. Okay, don't want to keep you up too long here, but we'll do this. All right, so we're on the website. Let's share the screen. Let's show our homework, boys and girls.
I like working on these group projects together.
It's fun. Wholesome activities. So
It's a great partner. She does all the work.
Still looks like a GeoCities site
Jesus Christ.
1995.
That looked different from me. But let's have a... Yeah, it's the mall you want to look at. And the Law Apparel.
Law Mall. Oh, the Law Apparel, perhaps?
Yeah, Law Apparel.
Let's visit the whole mall. Let's hang out at the mall together, Frog.
He has a whole law mall?
I'm not sure if there's anything in there. I can't remember.
DVD. Oh my God, this is unreadable. All right, so hold on. I have to actually. DVD set.
Oh yeah, look at the price that you're saving. Oh, that's an early edition. What's that figure? Is it $5.95 or $4.95? I'm looking at
$3.95, but it's
no, they went up.
off.
They went up to about $5.90, I think.
Oh wow!
Was the reduction on those?
All right, so the DVDs, these are chilly prices. Dear God! All right, let's go to the apparel then.
Because that's the one that has the payment. Well, it did on the version I was looking at. Now I'm hoping that this is the problem with Wayback Time Machine, because obviously people who haven't used Wayback Time Machines, you're just looking at snapshots of what the website looked at a particular time.
All right, yeah, this is not this. So this is from 2013.
Is there a payment how to pay us? Oh, that looks more like what I was looking at.
All right, let's try this. This is a newer version. All right, let's go to the Law Apparel. Wow, this website is cancer. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's the order form.
Okay.
Right, and look what you've got to give on your order form, which is a Google form. So you are sending your full credit card details.
Never submit passwords through Google Forms, right? But like all of your banking information, please do. Yeah, that's pretty sketchy. Literally, all you're sending.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
And obviously a question.
Were they ever investigate? Like, I know there's a lot of stuff online about them scamming, but were they ever investigated for it? Do we know yet?
We don't know yet. I don't know yet. Do you know yet, Prague?
There's some, I mean, I don't know if you found with the background checks, but actually getting him, and working out what is his.
Yeah,
there are some criminal records there.
Yeah. So the problem is that, like, you know, there's like he shares a name with a variety of other people out there from all over the country. So I don't know yet. I haven't found anything substantial in the criminal record, but like I said, a lot of this has just been cursory at this point.
Yeah. I think he runs before he
Well, he can't run from the internet.
No.
Well, he has kind of a good, I guess, sort of demographic going for scamming people, because he's got people who already naturally distrust the government. So if they have a complaint, where are they going with it?
Someone asked what was the matter with that form. Filling out your bank account information on any random form on a website's just not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we're in 2012, 2013 here. PayPal existed, you know, many more secure ways of paying for stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, let me counter your question with a question and ask: will you please send me all of your credit card information down to the expiration date and security form? I'll make a Google form right now. If you're comfortable with doing that, then I will concede. You're right. There's nothing wrong with that form. If you don't want to send me your credit card information, I'm going to go ahead and assume you know what the problem is.
The government, clearly.
Right. Huh, this is
Is this the one that has the dietary advice on it? That was.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the rest of this. Let's see, they have frequently asked questions on this site, so that's cool. Oh my god, this is unreadable.
Yeah, the font is the same color as the background. People in the chat are saying we need to read Chili's community post from 19 minutes ago.
Already?
Apparently.
I want to make sure that we have everything.
Bex said it looks like their LLC was permanently revoked in 2019. Does that line up with when the site went down?
Which one?
Yeah, because we're on site. We're on site number 2 now. This one took over from. I've forgotten the name of the last one.
Setoffdebt.com. Hold on. WeStudyLaw.com. Oh, and see this when that stopped snapshotting anyway. December 2021. So setoffdebt.com. March 2022. So it looks like at one point they may have been running these things.
Yeah, but there were no updates on that because setoffdebt.com led me to the other one. This is Fred and Nina's new site. That's how I got.
But that one's down now too.
Yeah.
Well, I bet he took it down when he started. I mean, when he started going on Chili's lives and stuff, and we started saying we're going to figure out who he is. I think that might have something to do with him pulling it earlier this year.
Right.
I think his set off debt and his whole seminar regime has been down for quite a long time. Back in 2012, 2013 was when it was found out. Have you got that? Have you got that site that has the wanted poster on? Kate?
What?
If you haven't, if that doesn't mean anything to you, maybe
no, the
not.
wanted poster I did, but I thought somebody made that in Discord.
No, there is
Someone said
there is a site. Hang on, let me. I've got to find this one. Sorry.
Is it EFT scam?
It may be, because that's another one that you can look at on way back.
Yeah.
I'm going to comment Chili's community post and ask if Mr. Gutierrez is available to speak.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what they're talking about here, guys, is he's He's not happy with us going through some of this information. So he's saying anonymous comments posted online are as credible as rumors scribbled on a restroom wall. Additional comments like yep and LOL do not add legitimacy. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is coming from a guy who literally accused me of sex trafficking my own children and siphoning gas and going to jail and hospital over it because he heard it from some 5'2" sex demon that goes by Turtle Boy online. What we're doing is we're vetting out information. You have one or two sites that call Fred and Nina scammers. Like, all right, maybe they're disgruntled. When you get hit in the face with all these sites calling Fred and Nina scammers, and they are verbatim, listing off tactics that the FBI has not only recognized as fraud and a scam, but prosecuted and convicted people on. Like, yeah, no, I mean, they're scammers. That's what they are.
Clearly, it's just crazy how all of these scummy people all find each other on the internet. What a great place for scumbags to meet.
Yeah. Right. His own brother went after him. Exactly. His own brother went after him. His own brother was so ashamed of what he was doing. Like nothing that we say or do here is going to change the underlying fact, the most glaring fact of this entire thing, which is that Fred Gutierrez does not have a law degree, has never been to law school, has never been licensed as an attorney anywhere, and has actually no proven success rate in any of these shady, fraudulent, quasi-legal, they're not even quasi-legal strategies. They're pseudo-legal strategies, right? There's not even a shred of legitimacy to them. He has no proven track record of success. If he did, he would be entering the arena on YouTube right now under his own name, and we wouldn't have 977 people in this chat right now because they want so badly to find it out. Guy's a fucking scammer. I have absolutely no qualms or hesitations in saying that out loud right now, even though I've only looked at probably a sliver of the information available on him. Just with a sliver. And I'm mostly going off of his own words and his wife Nina's own words, right? And their shitty GeoCities websites. They're scammers. Beyond reasonable doubt. Sue me, Fred. Sue me, Nina. Please.
Very clearly scammers.
Right.
Very clearly scammers.
Exactly, John Pearson. Scam wow. That's what I'm calling Bobby Law from now on. You're no longer Bobby Law. I'm going to call you Scam wow.
And obviously, Chile has his sycophants that will follow him and believe that everything he says is correct. Well, I imagine Mr. Hoffman will be one of the first. Hoffman, is it? Will be one of his first casualties of the delete laws.
So I see EFTscam.com, but there's only one capture and there's like nothing there. So I don't think that's it.
No. I'm just...
I don't know. Should we read super chats and continue this deep dive later?
Yeah, probably. I'm not done yet. If anybody else finds anything and you're wondering like where should I email this to? Email it to info@massholereport.com and we'll button it all up.
We'll open it like a present on Christmas morning.
Yeah, we will. Just as excited. All right, yeah, let's read some super chats. Oh, Mars Life is back. Mars Life. Free my boy Mars Life. I was upset to hear that you were detained the other day, my friend. I'm glad that you made it out alive. Nima, thank you for the super sticker. Oh, come on.
Yikes.
Yeah, thank you for that $2. I'm not going to say your name because that's somebody that I would consider to be a victim of Chili's.
That is not trolling for purpose, guys.
Ouch. It probably upsets us more than Chili at this point. Jeff Hartz, I didn't know Amway gave hero awards. Yeah, I think it's Nina Gutierrez. It's not easy being married to a man with permanent erectile dysfunction. I feel your pain, Nina. I'm sorry for you. Nina says, we have threesomes with Chili, but I just end up sitting in the corner. It's like I'm not even there. Also, I feel that in my soul.
Aww.
Nina says, not all 8 are his. Mailman, locksmith, my uncle, stranger I met at a soft sit conference. You're a busy lady, Nina. Eric, thank you for joining our crazy little mafia. Glad to have you. Nina said, we tried working with gypsies for a bit. They kicked us out, called us scammers, and said, even we have standards.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you're coming for the Roma here. Good people. I'm going to wash that MX right out of your hair. Nina's on a roll. Michael Bowman for $12. Shiz, if you want a t-shirt, tell Kate or email me your mailing address and I will send you one. You sent me like 3, bro. I have one for her. Did I not tell you that he has a t-shirt?
No, but I would love it. Thank you, Michael Bowman.
All right, I'll bring it to you this weekend. Geeky Castillo, thank you for the support, my friend. Paul Berry, Chili's like Jesus. They both have 12 followers. God.
Disciples, you mean?
Throwing some shade at our Lord and Savior. Nina, pay me $19.95 and I'll explain it all to you. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. Goddess of Truth says, they also talked about funds coming from your secret squirrel accounts from the government based on your birth certificate being your own personal slush fund / bank account. Yeah, that's pretty par for the course. Sovereign citizen financial wizardry at its finest. Paul Berry said, Fred Gutierrez always lays a foundation of truth before he builds upon it in his seminars. We must know who we are. We must hold fiction actors to their oaths of office. Yeah, no, I mean, he's clearly adept at that sort of cult leader rhetoric right off the bat. He really does. He breaks down the audience's trust to outside forces and then establishes himself as the sort of the conduit for truth and justice and things that are beneficial for you. He immediately lays the groundwork that if something goes wrong with what he's instructing you to do, it's your fault. You didn't try hard enough, or you just tried. You didn't just do it. You weren't listening. You're lazy. You didn't have the motivation. And then he goes in with, all the big promises, and then they just talk in circles with all this completely, sort of legal sounding jargon that makes absolutely no sense. They put a lot of emphasis on words like notary because it sounds official. They completely disregard what a notary public actually is. He misquotes Latin roots in words entirely. He just pulls it out of his old white ass. That's what he does. Quite adept, that's clear. The truth in astronomy. As a notary, I can tell you here in Washington, there is no way I do anything but verify signatures. Well, that's the job, my friend. That's what you're supposed to do. McNulty Sober Companion says, it's amazing to me how none of Jose's minions who slithered in here can stand up to even the simplest challenges. Your people are cowards, Jose.
You almost said Jose, didn't you?
I know, I did. I did. Yeah, that's he's sending over his brightest and his best. This is his A team. This is how they're fighting back. They're doing a phenomenal job. They really kept us from figuring out who the fuck Fred was too. So good job, guys. Pat on the back. This sounds like what you do in bankruptcy when you reaffirm a debt. Yeah. Except they're intending to do the complete opposite. It's Fred letter day plus Kate knows everything. I don't know everything.
She's actually quite confused most of the time, but it's okay.
Yeah. What about the monthly ones? I don't know if that means. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah. We lost some context there. My apologies, Adam. As per Cattleman, Virgo can explain this better. Yes, she is an expert on check kiting schemes. Also talking about Virgo, keeping it criminal, asks, you can't EFT a Walmart purchase? I don't know. Try it and let me know. I won't even charge you for that. AJ has given us $2 for EFT purposes only. Thank you, sir. Your debt has been discharged.
We will not take your car. Don't worry.
Yeah, we might because we get upset. Nina says,
it could happen.
Chili's followers in here are prime candidates for EFTs. Yeah, if you guys are so confident in this, I just explained what you have to do, and I won't even charge you for it. I'll say it again. I'll preface this by really explicitly stating that this is fraud. It's fraud. I would not personally recommend doing it, but Fred and Nina Gutierrez are swearing by it. So if you want to take their advice, if you really believe that they're intelligent, stand up, ethical people who are, really going to help people get out of debt selflessly, then go ahead and just write a check from a closed account, write on the back of it, EFT for debt discharge purposes. Send it off to your bank, and then insist that because they have physically accepted the check that your debt is discharged. And see if you don't get, criminally charged for that, and let me know if it works out for your debt. I know that it won't, but you seem to think that they're giving good advice, so just try it out. Nina says, please understand we needed the money for his hair pieces. They're damn nice hair pieces. Looks good. So CJ Halliday says, keep up the awesome work. This channel feels like a neighborhood watch program, but for the internet from what I've seen, and it's dope. Oh, thanks,
Aw.
CJ. Yeah.
That's such a nice compliment.
Judging from your profile picture, you're pretty dope too. You know.
Oh, Kate's shooting her shot.
I miss 100% of the shots that I do take too, though.
It's because Fred turned you down, and now
Yeah.
you're just lonely.
All this rejection, Chili, Cyrax, Fred. Now it hurts my ego. Jeff Hart. So I wonder what Chili's reply to tonight will be. Please see the screen shared.
It will be nope.
Yeah, that is essentially his responses. He's now graduated to memes, but you can summarize that entire meme by just saying nope. Nina, wighead Fred. Yep. Fred's unconventional scheme got two people running the same scheme, a long federal prison sentence after the FBI caught them at it. I do actually see a press release, and I was going to. So yes, I do believe that he actually may have had some people go to jail over it, but we'll know more soon. It'll all come out. This has been a fun dive, guys. Fred was selling communism. If it didn't work, it was because you didn't do it right. Yeah, William, that's essentially what that is. Geeky Castillo says, he reminds me Herbalife scammers back in the 90s. Yeah, except Herbalife, at least you would receive an actual, tangible product. This is just like you're paying someone to call you on the phone and encourage you to commit fraud. I mean, honestly, if that's worth money to you guys, then I'll like absolutely undercut them by 50% and say that you can call me for $20 and I will have a couple drinks and encourage you to commit all sorts of crimes. No big deal.
She will too. She does that for free sometimes if you're a
I will.
friend.
I prefer to do it. Yeah. So is it Bobby Law or Bobby LAW? It's neither. It's Fred Gutierrez.
Well, so on his website it said LAW like that. What's the acronym?
What do you mean? What?
That last comment. So they asked that question because on the website it says LAW, like periods between them, like it's short for something.
We'll have to do more research.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out.
Can someone make a note of that? I'm actually going to make a note of that right now. I got my handy dandy notebook. Good call.
That was weird.
Good call. Who was that? Jeff. Paul, thank you for the $2. Ozzy Manda says, scam well, plus Kate knows everything, LOL. I still don't know everything. I still know very little. Oh, I don't know why this is starred, but.
Because I needed to block them and I didn't want to block someone else by accident because you gave me a complex about it.
This looks like it was saved because it was just a good question. 98HKG says, what was Chili's response to your cease and desist email? He didn't respond. Telling you guys, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I'm constantly rejected out here on the internet. It's a tough place to be. Adam has given $5 for Chili's Kool-Aid drinking minions. Thank you. Thank you. I think Nina, maybe Chili's brother. No, it's definitely his wife. Definitely his wife. Wow, this is a nice little.
No, you misread that. You misread that. Chili's
What?
brother.
How would Nina be
maybe
Chili's
brother. Could be Chili's sister, not Chili's wife.
No, I'm
But
saying
we
it
got
is his
another
wife.
one.
It's his wife, though. Yeah, that is Rich coming from the.
It's Bobby Law's wife, not Chili's wife.
Where I come from, Nina means
Oh,
cocaine.
you're right. You're
but-
right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I mean, I would consider this as some sort of response anyway. This is Rich coming from the King of Nope. Yeah, right.
Nice to see a Welsh donation there.
Oh, yes, that's our friend Sarah. I mean, all right, guys, like we got to put together a like really cohesive video on this. I think that, you know, Chili is still magnificent to behold, but right now I am much more interested in unraveling the mystery that is Bobby Lawz. I feel like we could all come together and work together. I saw Merb in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there or not. Merb, I would love to pass over this information to you and have your eyes on it too. I'm looking forward to a lot of people discussing Bobby Law on their channels and, you know, coming together and compiling this information, doing some good streams, maybe a good little edited video in there to dissect exactly what the fuck is going on with Fred and Nina Gutierrez, because they seem to be actually, at least historically speaking, more successful and prolific scammers than Chili, right? Like they're filling up church basements with, you know, geriatric idiots and fleecing them of their money so that they can write bad checks. Like that, to me, impressive isn't the word that I would use, but I mean, they're definitely better at this whole scam thing than Chili is. That's abundantly obvious. So I'm much more interested in them right now. Yeah, I guess that this is my love letter to Bobby Law. I'm coming for you, bro. Coming for you.
Hillsborough County Cop Watch donated $4.99 and said that I'll put a ring on that finger and make you a bride.
Yeah, I don't make the same mistake more than 3 times, and you would be my third. So, you know, I like cats. Yeah, we can do it. Yes, we can, Jack. Thank you. I love the positive attitude in here. You guys are the best. We can do that. We have so many intelligent, resourceful people. And I'm not just saying that to gas up your egos. If you come in here and you're an idiot, I have no problem telling you that. But we don't get a lot of those. Honestly, we don't get a lot of those. You guys are
Kate, could we go out on this clip of Chili explaining how Bobby Law is not a criminal?
Yes. Where's the
clip? Great. AV Liz
Can I
just
just
sent
say?
it, so I just put it in the chat.
Can I just say one thing before we go?
Yes.
Please subscribe to me. But that's not what I really wanted to say.
Ew.
I can't be on Kate's show without mentioning Earl the Rapist. And as Earl the Rapist mentioned Kate today, I think it's only apt. He doesn't understand why we don't look into your past, Kate. Well, I think that's because you're an open book, personally.
Which rapist? There's so many rapists on YouTube. You're gonna have to
Earl the Rapist, News Now Houston, in his Discord was mentioned Kate today, and because I have reason to believe that Earl the Rapist knew Fred's name and wouldn't give it up, which is very nice of him. But
Bubba sent $4.99 and said, "Is there a Chili video to compare Fred's voice to Bobby Lawz?" There are a lot of videos. It definitely sounds like the same exact guy.
No, we face verified it. It's him.
Yeah, I mean, Bubba, it all started. News Now Patrick had this guy on his stream 3 years ago, something like that. And that voice was familiar to me when I heard him on Delete Lawz. And I said, I did a video. Is this Fred? Is this Bobby Lawz? And then we got the name Fred from another thing. So it's been a long, long time, but it's definitely him.
Well, he showed Fred when he was on the live stream at Chili. He showed his Microsoft login screen, and it said Fred.
Yeah, he showed the back of Fred as well, I think. I mean, I would 99.999999% recurring to the moon and back say it's Fred.
Yeah, no, it's 100%, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot along the way that has absolutely connected. Like, there's no doubt. Like, I would not say that this is who Fred is if I didn't know this is who Fred is. Hillsborough Coprat said, I can't do cats. I was only kidding about the ring. LOL, love this channel. Honestly, I don't like cats either. I was just saying that. But, yeah, we can go out.
Cats don't like people either.
Right. We'll end on this clip of Chili. If you guys don't belong to our Discord server yet, by the way, like, you should really get in there. There's always some sort of fun research stuff going on in there. We couldn't do this without you. I actually enjoy interacting with people on Discord, sometimes more than YouTube, honestly, sometimes more than YouTube. So I'm in there quite a bit, as is Shiz. Frog jumps in from time to time, leaps, if you will, when he's feeling froggy.
I was just going to correct you.
Oh, hi, Lauren. I didn't ignore your comment. I'm not a coward. I'm busy.
Right? God.
Where is Lauren's comment?
Oh, it was hyping up her interview thing, I think. I don't.
Yeah, Lauren. So you haven't reached out or anything. I know that you want a debate. You haven't submitted a debate topic yet, so I've thought of a couple fun ones that we could debate. I would like to debate with you either probably abortion rights or the existence of God. Those would be my two, top choices there. You can feel free to throw a couple things in, but I mean, I'm assuming since you're a well-educated woman and have been to law school that, you wouldn't be hyping what would essentially be just an online pissing argument where you call me fat and a bad mom for an hour as a debate, because that would be kind of silly, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm sure that you're fully aware of like a structured Oxford debate. And of course, we can't replicate that 100% on the internet. That would just be logistically difficult. But when we debate on this channel, we try to get close. So I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm sure you've been busy with your bar exam and everything. But, I wouldn't.
Have you picked a moderator for the debate yet?
Yeah, it's always Shiva. Or we could ask Frog, but yeah, it's usually because they're the two that are
Shiva's the man for that, isn't he?
Right, yeah, because he's qualified. To be fair, he's extremely qualified. He is certainly stringent with the rules, but I don't want to insult Lauren Laguna's intelligence that much, or Lauren rather, and say that she was just screaming for a debate without knowing what the word
she
meant.
agreed to pro-life versus pro-choice.
Okay, you can pick whether you want to be pro-life or pro-choice.
I'm going to venture to guess which one she's going to pick.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically in debate, it doesn't necessarily matter what your personal opinions of it are. It's your argumentation. I'm sure that she could argue either side. She is, she's not an attorney yet, but she is, by technical definition, a lawyer, right? So sometimes you argue things you don't believe in. Anyway, we can always rely on you to come in and derail the conversation. So thank you for that, Lauren. Every single time she just demands.
She's like a child. She's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me until you do.
Yeah, but I mean, she's entitled to that attention. Whatever you didn't get growing up, we're happy to give you here.
She is the lawyer who had. She's the lawyer who had to sit next to Chili, yeah.
Well, she voluntarily invited him into her house.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
I guess
brave.
This is the 55-second clip that we wanted to shake things out with. So I guess I'm going to do that. And then we're going to go do some more research on this. This is just fascinating. Like, Chili really has a better 6 degrees than I think even Cyrex does, as far as the people that wander in and out of his life are just fucking fascinating. But yeah, let's watch this video, him talking about Bobby Law preemptively before we did the stream. See what he has to say.
Because people contacted me this morning trying to get information about other people, and everybody's trying to get information. And I realized something, because I jumped on the phone with Bobby Law earlier today, and Bobby Law and I were talking. And I said, Bobby, I said, at this point, are we exonerated here? Because you haven't broken the law, and I haven't broken the law, and there's no victims. So, and he said, yeah, dude, you've been exonerated, essentially, because,
Because he said you're exonerated.
I was bad. You'd know it by now. There'd be someone up there. There'd be someone who came out and said, man, he's bad. He's a bad guy. That guy's bad. And here's what he did to me. But it doesn't exist. It does not exist. It does not exist.
Nope.
Well, that was good. That was good.
There's
All right,
no
well, we're going to kill the stream and go into Discord, guys. Have a good night. Fully exonerated. You heard it here first.
Good night, all.
Good night.